Hey yo, what's up? This is like part 3 of a much larger series that I've been running on my main channel about building and driving my own DIY motorcycle. I've been recording the next part in that series for a very long time, and I'm just sick and tired of not posting anything. So I'm gonna post this to my second channel. And this video is about how I turn this very old fire extinguisher into a gas tank. And yeah, it's about as stupid as you think it sounds, but it's also really cool. So without further ado, sit back and let me guide you through the process of making a gas tank. P.S. Don't do anything I do at home. This is not the way you're supposed to do this. But I'll get to that when I get to that. So first things first, where the hell did I even get a fire extinguisher from? Well, my grandpa used to be a firefighter back in the day, and he happened to have a plethora of old fire extinguishers he was just happy to give me. That should have been a warning sign. And he gave me this fire extinguisher, which he's had since the 90s. The expiration date was something like September of 99, which is hilarious. Why has he just had a fire extinguisher for the past 26 years? Why has he never thrown this away? I don't know. Anyways, after very safely dispelling all of the contents to the environment, I guess, I then had the absolutely terrifying task of opening up this fire extinguisher, which was pressurized with pressurized air. This is horrifying. I hated doing this.
I don't like it. I don't like this. Are you free? This thing was last good in 1999. It is 20 years expired. So it should be good. And just like that, that's how you discharge a fire extinguisher.
I should probably explain that I also need to shorten the fire extinguisher. I'm not just using it as it is, although hindsight being 2020, I probably should have. It was really hard to do what I'm about to do, but I need to remove a chunk of the fire extinguisher to shorten it down so it will fit between the seat and the handlebars.
Oh, what the fuck is that? That doesn't smell good. That doesn't smell good. That doesn't smell good. What the fuck is that? I should not be breathing this in right now. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's concerning me.
Then comes my least favorite part of this entire project. Not just the making the gas tank, but the entire bike, and that's sanding it down. I need to sand it down so I can weld it later, and also to repaint it. But this is just painful. I hate sanding so bad. As a matter of fact, I hate sanding so much that towards the end of this process, I actually just pulled out the angle grinder and just ground away the paint instead of sanding it with the air thing. Funnily enough, the emergency valve in my air compressor blew up and scared the bejesus out of me. I'm panicking like this because I don't know what the fuck to do. This has never happened to me before. I don't know what's going on. After I had sanded the entire thing, I plugged up the hole at the front so it wouldn't leak, and then started sawing the fire extinguisher in half, which was a bit of a process. I tried using the angle grinder at first for the entire thing, but it was just really sketchy, so I switched to a big old saw.
You know what the inside of a fire extinguisher looks like? It probably looks just what you think it would look like, honestly. Just a hollow cylinder.
Before I welded the two halves back together, I did actually have this little fuel valve that I was planning on using to get fuel from the gas tank to the engine. And this thing was more effort than it was probably worth. There was just a plethora of issues surrounding this thing. I tried to weld a nut on the inside first. That failed. So eventually I just welded back up the hole, drilled some new holes for it, and I proceeded to weld the tank back together. The fuel valve was a problem for future me, not current me. I do also want to say that these welds that I did for this tank is some of the nastiest, most terrible welds I had ever done my entire life. I don't know what went wrong, but they were sputtery, they were just a mess. These welds are actually so messy that I actually ended up Googling how to do better welds, and I found out what was wrong. My feed speed was way too high. I turned that thing down to like 2.5, and I made butter welds. But at the point when I discovered the solution to this problem, I was already basically done with all my welds. So, oops.
Yeah, these are absolutely terrible. I'm doing something very obviously wrong. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong exactly. I'm basically going to JB Weld all of this, as well as JB Weld up this because it has a few pinhole leaks. And I also need to JB Weld this mistake that I made. So I got a few things to JB Weld. I've never really JB Welded before. I don't actually remember the last time I've used JB Weld. I think I used it once on a door. I think. I genuinely can't remember the last time I used JB Weld, but I have used it before. So this is going to be really, really interesting. Apply with appropriate tool in an even coat. The fuck's the appropriate tool for this? That stuff's white colored. Nice. And this stuff is black. I was right. It's gonna be steel colored. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, this is pretty fucking cold temperatures for JB Weld, so put it on there. Yeah, yeah.
Now that the gas tank actually fit on the bike, it was time to make the fuel cap. I had bought this super cheap bottle off of Amazon for the gas cap, and I was very concerned with how thin the metal was, but I think it actually turned out totally fine. It actually withstood welding really well, but that's for later. Anyway, first things first, I had to actually cut a hole for the gas cap to sit in, and this was by far like one of the hardest parts of the entire project. I needed a hole saw. I didn't have a hole saw. I tried just drilling out a big hole. It did not work very well. Eventually, I just used a wooden hole saw meant for wood, and it was very painful. I don't think that wood saw will ever work again, but it worked. And I was left with this kind of gnarly looking hole. So then I had to weld this gas cap onto the tank, onto this giant hole that I left. About midway through welding this is when I discovered how to actually make butter smooth welds. So one half of this looks like dog, and the other half doesn't actually look that bad. But yeah, now I got a cool gas cap that I can use. And you don't need to tell me, I know I need to drill a hole in it for gas vapors to dissipate or whatever. I'm not stupid. With that being said, I did make a little bit of a silly mistake. After I JB welded the all the cracks, I just assumed that the JB weld was gonna fix it, and I immediately jumped to welding on the gas tank without checking to see if there were still leaks, which, if you can tell by what I'm saying, there was still leaks. So I had to then unweld the gas tank from the frame, which was really annoying, but I think I came up with an even better solution to mount it later, which you'll see here in a second. What I ended up doing was cutting my own, like, slots. 4 slots that I would then run a hose clamp through that would hose clamp on the gas tank. And this is better than welding onto the frame because if I ever develop a leak down the line, I could very easily just take it off and fix it rather than having to cut the welds. And I'm in love with the solution. It makes the gas tank look so much cooler. It's more functional. I think I'm just a freaking genius here. I really like the solution that I devised. But how I was gonna fix the leaks was very interesting. I was going to band-aid the hell out of it. All of my solutions to this leak problem are all band-aid fixes. First things first, I absolutely glooped JB Weld onto it, and after that, I actually bought Flex Seal, which I know you're not supposed to really introduce with gas, but I didn't really care. So I Flex Sealed the hell out of it, and then painted it, and hope and pray that it worked. Spoiler alert, it seems to be holding for now. This might be a case where down the road I will replace the gas tank because I don't know how long this is going to last for, I'll be honest. Why is that not like that? I just spilled okay, that's nice. That's broken. Cool. I gotta get a funnel. Oh, come on. Really? I fixed this last video, but it seemed to have happened again. Okay, I gotta fix the issue that I already fixed again. Don't you love it when that happens? When you take apart something and then it works just fine when it's taken apart, but you know when you put it back together it's gonna stop working just fine. That's the situation I'm in right now. Works fine now. I'm gonna put this back on and watch it not work. I'm gonna bet you $100,000. It likes choke. Yeah, baby. It likes choke. It likes to have choke. That was perfect. I like it. I like it. And there you have it. I made a gas tank, and it works. There is, of course, more clips and stuff that I did not show in this video that I'm reserving for the main channel video, so watch out for that. Before that, though, I'll probably make another video here going over how I'm going to make the tires turn, which I'm already working on right now as I speak. So you'll probably see a second channel video about that, too, before a main channel video comes out, which... a main channel video will be the finale of all of this, so... Also, if you couldn't tell from the very little amount of running the engine I showed, the carburetor is junk. I have already ordered a new one, and it's in the mail right now. Anyways, please subscribe. I'm out of here. Goodbye.